Hey guys, hey, it's me, Jay Stone, and we are back. I can't believe that we are on day 14, which is reference images. Reference images. Now, reference images are very powerful in Midjourney. It can take you from a vague concept to a precise or concise concept in little of no time. So, welcome to Midjourney Madness. This is day 14 of 21. So, we have about another week left where I take you from the very basics, setting up Midjourney, getting to your prompt structure, into more advanced skills like editing and things like that. So, what we've covered so far is the prompt structure, how to prompt better, art styles like photography, cartoons, SREFs, and then we got into character building. So we talked about skin tone, hair texture, age, body type. Yesterday we jumped into, I'm sorry, early in the week we jumped into personalization, and yesterday was mood boards. Today is reference images. And if you don't know, my name is Jay Stone. I'm a visual content strategist, and I help entrepreneurs build profitable products and dynamic content. All right, so without further ado, let us get things cracking. Okay, so again, today is day 14 with Midjourney reference images. I don't have a presentation today like I do on other days. We're going to actually jump right into Midjourney. Okay, so I'm going to start with some famous images, right? So I'm an X-Men fan, and I looked at this image of Holly Berry from X-Men, and it's kind of a screen grab. Okay, so I did two different variations of it. I came up with my own prompt initially, okay, and it says portrait of Holly Berry as Storm from X-Men in the style of Jackie Ormes. She's a famous illustrator. Um, Young black woman with an X on her chest with silver hair, wide angle. Okay. And this is what we got. Okay. So now it's not nearly as dynamic as this other image, which I went to Chat GPT for. So remember when I talked about the prompting cheat code, I said basically stick an image inside the Chat GPT and have it give you an image prompt. So I uploaded this image and I asked, write a prompt for this image, and here's what it gave me. Okay. So I came back and then did this prompt. Okay. Now, none of them still kind of look like this image. Okay. So what I'm going to do is use the prompt that ChatGPT gave me, and I'm going to upload an image. So how do you add the reference image? When you're in the prompt space, the prompt section, you'll see a picture icon in the top left. I'm going to click that picture icon, and it's going to take you to an uploads section. So these are images that I've previously uploaded. So I'm just going to select, and I've already got the image of Holly in here, Holly as Storm, and I'm going to add that image. So now that it's here, okay, I can simply drag it here. Okay, you can hit the plus sign and it'll go in there as well. I mean, just click the image, it'll go in there as well. Okay, so now I'm basically telling this to use the image. So there's three icons on a reference image. There is the people icon, and this is going to be going to consistent characters, character as a reference. The style as a reference, which means I want it to look like this kind of art style. And then the image as a reference, right? Which means I want the layout to look like this. Okay, I had it at stylized 750. I'm going to keep it at stylized 750. And I just hit enter on my keyboard. And we're going to watch it generate. I'm also going to do that that's with the Chat GPT image. I'm also going to do that prompt. I'm sorry, Chat GPT prompt. I'm also going to do it with the prompt that I created as well. Okay, so that we can see what these look like. Okay, so now as we can see, this looks a lot more like the Halle Berry image. Hand outstretched, right? A lot more like it with the lightning coming from the hand. This one's starting to look more like her with the hair. Okay. This one not quite same pose, but not quite the hair. Okay. So now here we go. And it kept a lot of what I had before, except for it raised the hand, and I still don't have lightning. So ChatGPT gave us a more dynamic prompt, right? But my prompt got us, for me, it looks more like what I would have been looking for, but I don't have that outstretched hand. Okay. So we can actually say, hey, how much do you want to reference the image? Okay. So I'm going to lower the stylization. Remember, the stylization is Midjourney putting its own spin on it. I'm going to take that down so that it pays more attention to the prompt, and including that is the image. Okay. And I'm going to do that with this one as well. I'm taking them down to both 155 to see if we get it to look more like the image. So while that is generating, yes. So now it's looking more like the image. Midjourney is not taking the liberties that it was. And so this is my prompt, right? Look at this image here. A lot like it, you know, and it considered the art style. Oh no, this is the one that was supposed to be like Halle Berry. Okay, so this is Midjourney's prompt. Sorry. This is Midjourney's prompt. And I like it, especially this one. Okay. Now let's look at my prompt. Okay, and I think we look a lot like Halle Berry here, but I think it definitely did not give us the dynamics that we got with Midjourney. So getting the prompts from Midjourney is extremely helpful, particularly with body poses. Okay, now it's never going to make somebody look exactly like someone else unless you generate it in Midjourney with consistent characters, and we'll start talking about that tomorrow. One of the reasons why is because what they call name, image, likeness. It's actually illegal to generate images that look like other people and use it and monetize it without permission. And so I know people do it all the time. I know you see it all the time. Doesn't mean that it's legal. It just means that people have not been caught. Okay. Just means that people have not been caught. Okay. So I love these reference images. I want to try one more time. And I'm going to put in this as a character. I'm going to do this as a character reference, which means I want it to look like this person. So I'm going to try to make it look more like Holly. And it's still probably not going to, but that is how we'll do it. And when we get into consistent characters, you'll see how I'll use the little people icon. Wherein down on these others, I just used a little picture icon to say, hey, this is kind of the style and pose that I want. Okay, so it did get me closer with the hair. It did get me closer with the body shape. Yeah, it's a lot closer if we look at the hair. And mind you, I don't think we really, did we describe the hair? It just says the wind blowing her hair. So we didn't describe the haircut at all. And so it really pulled all of that from the image. Okay. I'm going to try with my prompt and change this from the image to the character. Okay. And let's see how that goes. In the meantime, again, name, image, likeness. If you're using the name, image, likeness of other celebrities, it's actually illegal to do that without permission, particularly if they're living, but even if they're dead and they have an estate. So a lot of times it's okay to have something that looks similar enough that people get the point, but not have it look identical. And so it changed mine. So my images were looking more like these down here, but by putting in the image reference and going to the character reference aspect, I started getting images that looked a lot more like her. And this is a really good one. Okay. Not those. Okay. So that's the first thing I want to show you. The second thing I'm going to show you is how do you get your brand colors into an image using references, a reference image. So I'm going to just type in a prompt. Well, let's get the colors first. So I'm going to do purple and teal. Okay. And now I'm going to say, and remember, I showed you yesterday how to get those color blocks for your mood board. I did a 300 by 300 image inside of Canva and exported it as a PNG. I've changed the color blocks. Okay. I'm sorry, 300 by 300 layout, and changed the background colors to brand colors, and then exported each block as an image. That's what I did. So go back and watch yesterday's video. It'll walk through that. So I'm going to say an airbrush illustration, painting of purple flowers in a white base on a teal table in a modern office, a white, let's just say gray modern office. And I'm going to add the gray too. Okay. And I'm just going to click enter. And I want to get rid of, and I just clicked in a white space to get rid of the picture reference, the picture upload section. And then now I'm going to change this to AR 16:9. And I did an airbrush illustration, and now I want to do a interior design photo. That, and I'm going to let you see. So it got this shade of purple, close enough on the shade of teal, and that shade of gray. But let's look at the other ones. So this teal is a little darker. The gray kind of didn't give it to me. This one, it did really good. So I've tried it with 2 colors before. It seems like it's struggling a little bit more with the 3 colors. But this one is pretty good. Okay. So this is how you start to get, oh, look at this one. It got really close on the colors. So this is where how I would get color schemes. Okay. So let me try it and remove the gray and see if I get any closer. Okay. But this is, you guys, I prompt for my current brand colors a lot. But I have in the past, to get closer to the colors that I wanted, prompted with a color block. Okay. All right. So it's the gray threw it off. Now I'm getting much closer to them with the 2 colors. Okay. So look at this. I got much closer with the 2 colors. This one is a little off, but this one is pretty, this one is really good. Okay. And this one's not so bad either. All right. So that's how you infuse your brand colors into a color image. Okay. So there's a few more that I want to try. And I really want to see if I give it a blank image and just start. So I don't know if you guys remember a few years back, Solange Knowles, Beyonce's sister, got married and her wedding photo went viral. It was this photo right here. I'm going to see if I can use the Midjourney Describe feature. Remember, we showed you the Midjourney Describe feature. Okay, so the Midjourney Describe feature comes out, and I'm going to have it run the prompt, okay? And I'm going to leave the reference image in there and see what it comes out. Okay, so, and I could run all of these. I just want to run one to see what it's going to do. And it got pretty close. Got pretty close. Okay. These it has the women in all white. They're not spread out enough, you know, so I would tweak the prompt. I don't think that I need to, I don't want to spend the time on this to get it identical, but what you would do is go in and the character reference, I want to go with the style reference. And I'm going to change the style reference weight, sref, and I'm going to go with 1000. Okay, so style reference 1000 means I want you to take the reference this style at the highest level. Okay, so that's the style reference, not to be confused with the Midjourney stylization. Okay, that means I want you to make it. Okay, so it still did too much on the style. Let me take the Midjourney style down to 155 and see. I do like what it did, but it put too many colors in. And so I'm going to see if I take down the Midjourney style, if that will help. It helps a little. Okay. So I'm going to stylize at 50, and I'm going to take this SRF down to 100. And I'm going to get rid of this because I don't like none of these, baby. None of these hide. This is a gorgeous image here. I don't know what I would use it for, but it's pretty. So it's definitely giving me this vintage look here, but it's sticking more to the prompt, not referencing the images. Okay, so now we're getting a better reference to the image. I don't know why everybody turned backwards in here. Okay, but I turned down the stylization to Midjourney all the way to 50. And I turned down the stylization to 100, but that's with the SREF. So I'm going to change this to a CREF. Okay, so I can't character reference that. Okay. So I'm just going to leave you, go back here. And I'm going to take off all the stylizations. And I'm going to take the Midjourney stylization down. And I took the style reference down, the image reference down. I'm sorry, the style reference down. And I took the stylization down. And I just wanted to look. And this is the closest that we've gotten. Okay. Now, I don't know why it's got all men. And this is where I'm going to try one other thing, right? So it just says friends. I'm going to go in and change this prompt to female friends wearing modern stylish for white dresses. Okay, so it didn't tell me that. It didn't say wearing white dresses on here for the ceilings. Da, 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 da. Okay, so I guess that's it. So this one has got as close as we want. So what has worked is us taking the using the reference image and taking the stylized down to 50 so that it pays more attention to the input of the prompt. That means the text of the prompt, right? And then it looks at the image second. And then this is the closest that we've gotten. All right. And so I would be pretty pleased with these to use them, especially this one. Okay. And you can be real specific. 5 women spaced out, not together, things like that. And so I use reference image when Midjourney is just not getting it. It's just not getting it. I generally don't do it a lot because I use ChatGPT to give me the prompt. And so that generally works the best for me. But sometimes it still doesn't get it. And you have to say, okay, here's a picture of what I want. All right, one last one that I'm curious to see if it can do is, I want to see if it can do this Black Panther split. Okay. And so I'm going to do this without a prompt. And see. Okay. So will it let me do it? Nope, it won't let me do it without a prompt. Okay. Okay, so Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. One side of his face is human. The other side is the Black Panther mask. And I'm just going to, that's a super simple prompt. I'm going to see what it comes up with the reference image. I am a fan of super simple prompts. Meanwhile, we'll look and see what ChatGPT came up with. ChatGPT says, here are my 2 answers. I don't know the difference. I'm just going to say, pick one and say, I prefer this response. And I'm going to copy this and try it. Oh, it did pretty good. Okay. And so it gave me an image that looks a lot like Chadwick. This looks so much like him. Okay. And this one, they did a good job of giving me a mask. This one, these are all gorgeous without a reference image, especially this one. Okay. So let's see what I'm sorry, not without a dynamic. It does have a reference image. I'm sorry. Without the Midjourney, not Midjourney, sorry. I'm so sorry. ChatGPT prompt. Okay. So we're going to see what the ChatGPT prompt does. And sometimes a more simple prompt will get you there. At other times, you need chat's help. So I'm going to hit go with that. I love how these came out. Okay. And so because he is deceased, I find that it's really easy to prompt him to get him, right? And I think a lot of people have paid homage to him. I also find out very famous people, like I can get Johnny Depp and Leonardo DiCaprio every time, can't get Denzel. Okay, so it really depends on how famous the actor is, and it depends on like how much data has been trained on them. Okay, so this is ChatGPT, and ChatGPT, it didn't give me what I was looking for. Okay, it gave me a split screen here. It gave me something else here. Weird. Okay, did it here. Great. Okay, so I got 2 out of 4 ain't bad. 2 out of 4 ain't bad, so it did pretty good. I actually think the lighting on the Chat GPT prompts is way better, more dynamic. Look at that. While mine, it's more realistic. Like I like the way this looks. So I'm gonna open this in a new tab. And I'm gonna open this one in a new tab. And then I'm gonna open the Chat GPT ones in a new tab. And then we can see better. And one more. This one. This has the best lighting ever. So I would want to see if it'll give me a variation on that. Okay, so let's look at these. Look at the lighting here. This is Chat GPT. And I'm going to show you guys how you can edit that out. This one is Chat GPT. And so is this one. Look at the lighting around her and the dimension. Where this one, it's a beautiful image, but it's flat in the back, so you don't get the dimension. This one is so pretty, you don't get as much of the dimension, but it's still gorgeous. And so I would use any of these. So this one is mine, and this one is Chat GPT's, and so you can see the difference. And so I want to do a variation of these to see if I get anything better. And it no longer looks like Chadwick once I did that. So that's what happened. Okay, so that's it. Today was a little bit longer because we just had so many things to try to take a look at. But hopefully you've learned reference images, how you kind of get the same pose. Using reference images, you can control the colors using reference images, and you can control the style using reference images. Okay, so we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. And on tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the consistent style. This is great if you're going to be looking at campaigns. Okay, so people ask, how do you get the same image for your campaigns? It just look like they were all created at the same time. I'm going to show you how I get my campaigns, my artwork for campaigns. Okay, that's it. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Thanks for joining me.